record.
Part part two,
Yes.
y'all. Part two on healing. Part two, we're back, y'all. The two of us is back. We back to talk to you about healing. Like I always say, we just want to talk to you. We want to talk to you because I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I learned through conversation and talking, healing always come about. Not only healing, provoking thoughts are provoked. Not only thoughts, your thoughts are being provoked to doing better or to checking something out. We get confirmation of something that we may feel like we've been all along all this time. And you get to see people like you. You get to hear people like you because we may not look alike, we may not sound alike, but we sometimes goes through similar things. So I'm glad we back, and I'm glad that we are out of the box. Now, Doc, as we were talking about communication and being properly healed with our communication part of our life, tell me something that you're triggered by or that you noticed down the years of where you were helped in communication. If you
So
had problem in communication, because you probably didn't have problem in communication, because some of us don't have any problems, so you may not
listen,
have problem. So let me scratch that. Shh.
listen.
Listen, Linda, go ahead.
I'm not that perfect girl.
I
Sorry, I
thought you
didn't grow up on
was.
that street.
Yes.
I ain't grew up on that street. I ain't
All
grew up on
right.
that street. But so for me, like I said, some of the communication challenges that we had, and I'm gonna speak from my marriage as well as other relationships. So from my marriage, the issue we had was, we sometimes there was yelling, whether there was cursing, or like with my husband, he's the one, like he'll give you the opportunity to say what you got to say, but when you finish, he'll ask you, like, are you done? And when you say yes, you're finished, and then so he starts and give you his perspective. But the problem with that is he don't want you to come back and say nothing else. Well, you said you was done, I gave you the chance. No. That ain't how it works.
Yeah.
Communication is two-way. When you're talking about communication, you have to say what you got to say. You got to pause. You got to give the person you're speaking to, which we call the receiver, you got to give them the opportunity to tell you what you just said to them. That way, you know that they understood it the way you meant it. Because sometimes we say something to a person and we mean it one way, but the person heard it another way. Because you have to realize that we speak and we hear out of our own mirror. So
Wow.
you have to make sure that when I say something to you, Chanel, I have to make sure that you understood it the way that I said it. And so when that person says, well, you said that I was fat, that's not what I said. I said, honey, your pants got tight or something. It could be that the dryer, shrunk the pants. I didn't say you were fat. So we have to make sure that what we said was received and understood the way we intended. So we have to have two-way dialogue. And like I said, we weren't doing that. It was all one-sided. And so what I started doing before I went to counseling, yes, I did go to counseling. I would write out. There were times, because I knew that he didn't know how to communicate. He didn't want me to come back and say what I thought. I would literally write out a letter. I wrote all my stuff out and I would give it to him so that I made sure that I got all of my points out, because I don't want to be cut off. I don't want to say what I got to say and then you don't want me to say nothing else. I have to be able to tell you how I have received what you said. I have to be able to, if you're wrong, I need to be able to say you're wrong and this is why. And when you don't give me that opportunity, now I'm still mad. I'm still going to go to sleep with that. I'm still going to be around here, probably crying and snotting up, can't breathe, headache, and all of that stuff, because you didn't give me an opportunity to explain what I was trying to say. You just got mad and you walked off. And so we have learned that, I promise you, the therapist literally wrote it out. He was like, I heard you say, it made me feel this way. And we did that for a long time, because that's how we had to stop and realize that you can't go 20 minutes. You got to go. He would literally give us 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes. Say what you got to say. And then the person has to repeat what they heard you said, and they have to say how they felt when you said it. And so it teaches you how to, to stop and pause and to make sure you have two-way conversations. The same is true with your girlfriend, with your mama, with your child. You have to listen to what people are saying. And so if you are, one of the things another thing that I've realized, sometimes like we were saying in part one is, I don't cuss you, but now I don't want to speak to you. You on block or you always go to voicemail or whatever. Now I'm avoiding you. You're not dealing with the issue. Another thing is if I'm short with you, we've been on the phone 2-3 hours and now all of a sudden, it's yes, no, okay, I'll talk to you later. You've gotten short. Why? What's there? What is the offense? Let's just talk about the offense. Let's talk about the elephant in the room and let's get over it. Let's not harbor it because it's just going to fester. And then you're going to find yourself, well, when the other friend comes in the room and maybe it's the friend that don't like me. So now you over there in a conversation talking about me because you haven't addressed your offense with me. And I don't even know what the offense is. You're not even giving me an opportunity to help you understand, or for me to even own and say, hey, I'm sorry. Forgive me for offending you. That's not what I intended to do at all. And so we have to be able to do that. We have to have that healthy conversation, with other people, because we take that into other relationships. Our children see it, and our children, they model what they see. Gone are the days where you say, do what I say and not what I do. That don't work. It don't work. I'm gonna do what I see you do.
I was just getting ready to say to you, why is it so important to have healthy dialogue and healthy communication? And one of the things I was getting ready to say was the children, not only the children, your friends, people around you, people who look up to you, because a lot of times if you resolve issues with being mindful of how you communicate and how healthy you communicate, what ends up happening, you teach another. Even I'm a grown lady, but I promise you, I have learned from my friends. I have learned from Katrina ways of communicating, and it didn't make me feel like a failure or a person that, darn, why I didn't know that. It made me value friendship. It made me value learning, because I'm a learner. I love to learn. I'm excited about learning. I'm not, oh man, not again. I love to learn, because then when I learn, I have options. I have options how to communicate. I have options how to express myself with all my communication, my face, my hands, my voice tones, all of that. And I'm not a person that know it all. So I'm always looking and hearing how to handle stuff. Even strangers, I can be in a store and see how that stranger in front of me and the cashier communicate. And I learn from there. Oh, the way she communicate, I saw a difference in the way they communicated with me. I will learn. And so those are the things that if we pay attention to the benefit of learning great communication, the benefit of walking in healthiness, instead of why you correct me, how you make me this and you this and that. Instead of thinking that, I always say, wow, here go another opportunity for me to learn. So even listening to this today, this is opportunity, if you want to take it, of learning, or even thinking, how do people see me? Am I really communicating in a healthy way? When I cut that friend off that I've been friends with forever because she tried to updo me at an event, is it worth it for me to not be communicating with her? And y'all know about that Facebook block. Is it good for you to block somebody because y'all misunderstood something? You know, is it good for you to end a relationship that was not toxic to but end it because she thinks she's such a muchie, or she did this wrong today, I'll never forgive her? Then what is, you know, what are
I want to interrupt you for a second. You know, this out of the box right here.
go ahead.
I want to go back to that social media because I think that's a big, big pain point. So one of the things that I like to talk about when I'm teaching communication is the vehicle that we're using to communicate. And so we see so many times people will use Facebook to communicate everything, everything. And so and when you talk about deaths and graduations, yeah, you can put it on Facebook if that's what you choose, but don't let that be the way you communicate to people. And I wanted to go back there because it reminds me of something that happened a few years ago. And I'm telling you, it was a knockdown, drag out, fall out between two of my family members, very close family members, because the older person did not get this was the auntie, not my auntie, but the auntie to the person, didn't get an invitation to the child's graduation. And the response was, I put it on Facebook. Everybody don't live on Facebook. And so when I tell you there were some very hurtful words said because of this, and it's like, number one, you have to ask, it's not that it was this even so much, in my opinion, that it was just only communicated on Facebook and the person got mad, but it goes back to what we said about the self-reflection. Why did you get so pissed off because you didn't get a personal invite? Why were you so angry just because it was only on Facebook? But we have to look at, you know, people fall out because of communications on these social media platforms, you know, and we'll say, oh, well, even like you say, you get mad at somebody and, oh, I blocked you. And then, you know, once you ask the question, oh, I know I put it on Facebook. What does that mean? Facebook don't show everything you post to everybody. It doesn't. And so I just wanted to touch on that as one other thing I'm gonna touch on, but I want you to finish what you were saying. I just really wanted to hit that social media because we'll say we have healthy communication and you so used to communicating on social media and all your stuff look like I can't even understand what you're saying. Like it's no what is it now? I don't forgot the noun, the adjective. I don't see no AEIOU. Owl. I don't see no vowels in your communication. So like I was reading something the other day and it was like TBH and I'm like, what the hell is that? But it's to be honest. And I'm like, oh, we done got so used to communicating on social media that you don't even do a complete sentence. People don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah. I tell you, Katrina, I have been on both sides. I have been the one that blocked someone, and I have been blocked. I learned when I blocked someone how I made that person feel. And I had to own up privately before I could even own up to that person. Privately, I had to own up why I did what I did. And I did what I did out of anger and to be a friend or to have some kind of relationship with someone and I get and I become angry or upset with them, I learned through that to not, that's not the tool you use. Because for someone to be in your space or you to be in their space, you both qualified for that. Then comes the offense, and then I pull your card that quickly. And sometimes we pull the card quickly, and the whole shabam was somewhat a misunderstanding, or sometimes it was your bag, or it was my bag. But does that mean you nail me to the cross because of that situation? Could it be after this thing cool off, we need to have a sit down and talk out of maturity because we are mature people? So for me, I felt like me blocking that person was sufficient, but I learned that was not sufficient. So whatever pain I caused that person, I have to eat it because I inflicted the pain. Now, when someone did me, block me, I question why we have to go there, why we have to block each other, you know, why you couldn't talk to me about it, or why you couldn't say, you know, Chanel, right now, don't, you know, I'm not, you know, let's give us a little space. We're not ending this unless we have to, but it's a fresh wound right now, and I don't know how I'm feeling right now. So I want you to back off of me. I'm backing off of you, because it's a fresh wound. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the relationship. It's a fresh wound, and we gotta allow each other time. But when you block somebody, that's kind of like a blow. It's not. It's on top of the hurt. Now here I go with, let me block you. So when you making decisions to protect yourself, or to punish somebody because of something they did, or you did, or we did together, I will venture out to say, take some breather and take some time. Because it's just like when you have conversation with somebody and you say something that you're going to regret. And I don't care, like you said something about fat. What if, Katrina, you say, with your fluffy behind stuff? And I may be like, okay. But then when we start back talking, she think I'm fat. You know, in my mind,
Right.
because a seed has been planted. When I block you, I'm blocking friendship. I'm blocking a time together. We've been together, and now I'm hurt right now. My hurt should not be an action like that. And so I had to learn to apologize. Now, again, I've been blocked, and I can tell you, I now know both sides. I know what it means. And now I will block you if you just got some inappropriate things you're doing and saying, and it's not okay. But if I'm not on your page putting inappropriate things, and you're not on my page putting inappropriate things, why am I blocking you? Really, really. To me, it feels like you can't play with my toys no more. Let me get my toys and go. It feels.
I'm going home. This play date is over.
And look, I'm saying that I'm not picking at nobody because I did it. So I'm just giving you my truth. I now know it's not a good thing to do. And unless, again, now if you putting stuff on people's page that is not necessary, yeah, block them people, y'all. But if it's just because we disagreed about something, because some things we do, it's like we were told at our former church, the pastor used to always say, go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. Don't make a what was that? Do y'all see that? Did you see that?
We don't see that. No.
You know, one of the things we heard was that don't make a permanent decision on a temporary situation.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times that is I guess that's a good quote to keep in your mind when you're doing healthy communication. And when something has happened that you're not in agreement with, or you had a misunderstanding, make sure if it's going to be permanent, let it be permanent. But don't let the things you do only out of anger. We don't want to.
We shouldn't make life-altering decisions when you mad, period.
Yeah.
I don't care what the decision needs to be, whether it's, financially, whether it's about the relationship, ending the relationship, the children. No life-altering decision should be made when you're angry.
Because I'm telling you all, I know how it feels on both ends. I know how it hurts someone, and I know how it hurts me. And so know your whys. Why I do what I do. Know where you get your healthy communication from. Know where you get your healthy actions in every part of your life. How did you heal? And was this the correct way to heal? Or was it a way that sometimes it's not even, how when you grew up, you probably heard I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I got a headache. Go lay down. You'll feel better.
Yes.
You know, so that
Yes.
may not be the healing because you got that big old hickey on your head and you go lay down. Do we even say hickeys anymore? Because I be like,
No.
they got a hickey. Well, again, we got to know too how to unlearn. I get that from my oldest son. Tone always say, "Ma, you got to unlearn to learn." So a lot of times, we got to unlearn habits and what we thought worked. You know, that may not work, and we all, girl, this work. I know it work, and it don't. It don't, and it's a delay when you can have some powerful tools. Use them, and again, powerful tools can be watching someone from a distance, from fear.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have even seen, and we can end it on you, Katrina, but I even seen where in churches, pastors share, I made a mistake here. And I'm going to tell you something about healthy healing. I believe the most important thing you can do with healthy healing is own up to what you have done. Own up. Because when you own up, you so teaching on all kinds of levels. And let me tell you, when you own up, sometimes that's all that other person needs is to know that you know that that wasn't cool. It's not, they need, oh my God, you know, tell me this, buy me this, give me this. They
Own your
need
stuff.
is just to own it. Just to own, not only own it for that, some people need to know because I may be living in a bubble because I can't live with what has been displayed in front of me. Perfect. Everything's perfect. I can't live that way. So I'm not even going to try to live that way. And so I'm a loser. Y'all see, I ain't got, I'm still married, y'all. I just don't got my rings on. Really, I don't have my rings on because anyway, because I'm looking, I say, well, where your rings at, girl? But yeah, that's the thing. We got to get to that place where, see, I can do that. You see how I can be all over the place and come back. I wonder if that's somebody need to lay on a therapist's couch and find out why is that. You know, why you can go all over the place and come right on back. Well, okay. I think of having 5 children. You have 5 children, you got to learn how to do it, baby. You got to learn how to do it. But anyway, yeah, let me go zoom back in. But my thing is, we got to get to that place where it's okay. Now I got Obama's hand. You see, when Obama telling, girl, let me do this. I'm going to just put my hands down. But listen, I'm telling y'all, we got to get to that place where it's okay to admit your faults because it's not, sometimes it's not even a fault, it's intentionally. You know, it's intentionally done for the right reason, but it's wrong. Do it make sense to you? You know, I'm doing it to protect myself, but it's the wrong way of protecting yourself.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So some things, it's okay to say, I missed the ball on that. I missed that. You know, I did block you, and I'm going to go ahead and unblock you. And if it offended you or hurt you, I'm sorry. Let's come on. Let's run this race. And those are the things I believe, Doc, that we got to start owning. Not only owning, apologizing and meaning it, and checking yourself and knowing your why I do what I do. And when you find out that that's not healthy and that's not right, and you cannot kick it, then I'm finna cuss. And the cuss is, get you some accountable people that will tell you and walk you through it. Because I think trust is a cuss word, and a lot of people, I don't trust them people. I do it myself. But I'm going to tell you like this here. The best thing you can find out or have is some accountability and somebody that would call you out and would not only call you out, will also celebrate your growth, your change.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and point it over here. And I want to say this, y'all, before we go. I have a group of ladies that we hold each other accountable. And I want to set up something real soon where they come and join me on She's Out of the Box channel. and we talk among and share our little stories of how we help hold each other accountable. And I think that's very important because we can talk all day, Katrina, about how, you know, this and that. But if we don't have sometimes examples or stories or testimonies to share, it still looks foreign. It still doesn't look like it's obtainable, but it is. And we have some friends that we can share besides us, because everybody knows what they call us now. What did they say we are, Katrina? What did Cynthia say we are?
Oh,
Thelma and
Lord.
Louise.
What's
all
Thelma
that.
and Louise?
Yeah. So, but we want you all to meet some more of our friends, and we all come on, because what I want it to do is I want that to spread like wildfire, because I want people, especially ladies, start building a team that will encourage you, that will cut you, not physically cut you, because I used to be a former cutter. I don't cut no more, y'all.
She been delivered.
Yes, but I'm talking about, you got to get those cutters. You got to get those people that will laugh with you. You got to get those people who go in the trenches with you. And so I'm going to bring on some of our friends soon, and we're just going to talk about how we supported each other, how we encouraged each other, how we made each other laugh, and how some things you said, Katrina, was just downright cutters. Is that a word? But thank God for the Band-Aids and someone sewing me back up. But that's the thing. I want to display friendship on one of these platforms, or I want to display friendship. I just don't want to show you two people, because some people have just one friend. That's good enough for me. But I want them to see more than one friend and see how we gel with each other. I mean, really gel. We were just on a thread earlier today, and I sensed, hey, you did your due diligence. Cut it out. You were great what you did.
Yeah.
Sis, let's move on. And in that, sometimes you won't get that from somebody. Somebody will keep letting you just keep, because y'all don't know the whole story. I'm just going to stop there. But it's good to help each other know, okay, that's enough.
When it's time, when they say you got to know in the whole of them, when
just enough. We're going to go ahead and walk away from that. Or we're going to go ahead and shift gears. And this is something we learned, and this is a lesson, and we know now and moving forward. Maybe that's something we probably would talk about. I don't know. But we're going to get together. We're going to call some of the girls and see how we can set this up. And then you will get to meet some of my friends, some of the people who hold me accountable, who hold Katrina accountable. And so, because we're not just talking the talk. We want to show you we walk the walk. And we want you to know that getting a team is doable. Getting a team, we all may not look alike, sound alike, even think alike, but we are needed in each other's life. Absolutely. So I'm thinking we should get that, have a little, and we'll make it short. So we think. And we would definitely.
I don't think we know what that means.
Yeah, because I want to push friendship. I just really do, because I love friends. I love girly talk. So definitely, Katrina, I'm gonna try to make that happen real soon.
It's necessary though, because there's such a negative connotation with girlfriends. People always think it got to be drama. It's always catty and bickering, and it's just it is in some circles, and that's probably not the right circle you need to be in. But you can have healthy relationships and healthy conversation with other women, and we do that. So I think that would be good.
Yeah, and we're not controlling. Now, what Katrina's teaching me is now, see how I don't mind giving my girl her props, but she's teaching me how to not cut people off, because I cut people off, not in traffic, because I don't switch lanes. I'm driving Miss Daisy when I drive. I don't even like driving. But I will tell you, I'm learning how not to cut people off, because I think of something, I hurry up and try to get it in. And Katrina told me something very simple. Chanel, have your pen and pad and write it down. And then when you get opportunity, say it. See? And
I practice what I preach.
That's it. So I'm telling you, I'm not, she didn't offend me when she said, oh, get this. And she helped me. I was vulnerable and told her, I struggle with this. And she came along and said, let me give you some help. And that's what I want you to see in our friendship. Look at her. Look at her. Katrina, do it like you're doing a, what you call them? Like you're doing a, what is it called? You know how YouTube.
How they do?
Yeah, how they do it. Hey, look, it's called a pad. You can get this at your Walmart. And this is your pencil. I don't use pens all the time, only at work. I use pencil because, baby, we're going to talk about the eraser.
The eraser.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So these are the things that I think that is important. And I got my highlighter too, y'all. See, I got all my stuff. I got my stuff. I listen. Look, you got your highlighter. We are sisters. Look, we are sisters. But that's the thing. I really believe, Katrina, they need to meet the team because there's a team behind this girl. This is really there's really a team because I want what's best for me. I want to live out my destiny. And I'm not dumb and think that I can do it all on my own. I know that there's a team out there for me. And some team members are seasonal. They're in for a minute. And then some of your team members are going to be with you for the rest of your life. So you got to know who's your team players. And you got to know what is their position, because a lot of them have different positions in your life. And so that's the thing. I don't have no favorites. I just honor them in each of their position. And listen, I want to tell you something, y'all. Look, this daggone one little piece of hair. And I'm just like,
around and pull it out.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on here? And and I'm like, how do you correct that kind of stuff? I just corrected. Y'all see what I did? I just pushed it to the back. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, I want to introduce y'all to my friends, because my friends, how they say it, my friends better than your friends, but it's not true because we all got good friends. All of us got good friends. But I am so honored and blessed to have friends, because I'm telling you, I have met people who don't have friends. I have met people who don't know how to be a friend. So we're going to have a friend discussion. I'm going to plan it. We're going to have a friend discussion on She's Out of the Box, because I want to celebrate my friends, because they pushed me to do this too. So, yeah. Katrina, do you want the last word? Can y'all tell me? Listen, Katrina, tell them when you get a chance, as if they can't hear me. Tell them to put in the comments how I can play music and not get in trouble. Because I would love to play music. Because I like to dance. Go ahead, Katrina.
Listen, honey, you got to be so careful, because they'll tell you that it's I know you got to say that you don't own the rights or something, but girl,
I know we do that on Facebook, but I wonder about YouTube. So
you have to do the same thing, because YouTube does scan to make sure there's not any copyright issues.
And you know what I'm probably gonna do, y'all? I'm probably, when I bring the girls, you remember the show Hollywood Squares? We're going to come on like Hollywood Square. We're going to have little questions. It's going to be so cute. Don't steal my idea, anybody out there listening. It's going to be so cute. I think this is going to be cute. So we're going to make it happen. Go ahead, Katrina. Take us.
No, I just wanted two things before we close out of here on communication. You know, how we've talked about so much, so y'all have to go back and listen again, play it, however many times you need to. But as you are going through your process and you start seeing signs, you start seeing the evidence that you're not healed, all the stuff we talked about tonight, you're short with people, you're blocking people, you're cutting off people, you don't want to talk to them no more, all that stuff. When you start noticing it, just remember the example I gave on part 2. That's just the pus to start oozing out of the sore. You just got to take the Band-Aid off and clean it out again. clean it out again, put some more salve. What that means, go sit down and do some reflection. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why does it hurt me this way? Why can I not forgive? Why do I feel like I need to start asking yourself them hard questions and then go at it again? Don't just cut people off forever. Now, there are some people that, people come in they say for a season or reason and whatever else. And so everybody's not going to be in your life forever. But what you don't want to do is mess up those divine connections, because God gives all of us divine connections. And if your communication is jacked and you need to heal in communication, or you need to go back and heal correctly and unlearn some stuff, you've got to do evaluations. So I cannot over stress that enough. The other thing that I wanted to just share, that I've shared with Chanel and other women that I've worked with before, if you pay attention to, the environment, if you notice you only have arguments when you at the dinner table, if you only have arguments when you meet, at this specific location, or that you're, in a job that you hate, so you always in a funky mood at work, don't have a conversation with somebody while you at work, or wait till you go on your break or your lunch and get in your car or outside or a different environment, so that you know that you can have a healthy conversation. Go for a walk, go to dinner, change the scenery. If you are always arguing in a certain place, start paying attention to that. Sometimes we don't even, we don't catch it. But then I start noticing, well, we always get to this certain point and we fall out. We listen to Eric Thomas a lot, and he was sharing one time how he and his wife can go, like, 6 months down the road and be good, everything's gravy, and all of a sudden, over something stupid, they have blowups. You got to start evaluating that stuff. Don't just walk around saying you all together wonderful and all together lovely. Be true to yourself, like we've shared tonight. Have the tough conversations. If you don't be true to nobody else, be true to you, and commit to your healing, commit to doing better, commit to changing, commit to saying that, you know what, I've been like this 45 years. It's time to do it a different way. Just because I've done it 45 years don't mean I got to keep doing it. It ain't working. It ain't worked for you for 45 years. Why are you going to keep doing it? And sometimes it sounds so harsh and like, well, why you got to make me sound stupid? I'm not, that's not the intention. But sometimes you need to hear it. I've been doing this for 45 years. I've been cutting off the end of this hand for 45 years. And the reason why I did it is because Big Mama did it. Well, Big Mama did it because the pot wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
Big Mama would have kept all of her meat.
All
So
of it.
start asking yourself, why am I doing this again? And do I have to do it this way? There's always a better way. My mom always told me there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I just want to leave y'all with that, because it's important. Communication is everything to relationships. It'll make them or break them. Go ask yourself, is your communication a tool, or are you traumatizing people? Just ask yourself and be honest. And don't just accept the status quo. Don't accept what always has been. Be, as my friend Chanel says, be the first.
Be the first.
If nobody's ever done it, it's okay. Be the first.
Be the first.
You might be the only in your family. I went through a whole list. I was sharing with her the other day of not only being the first, but I'm the only in a lot of different areas. And I had a moment about that because I didn't understand why so much pressure, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Be the first one to finish school. Be the first one to go and do research on communication. Be the first one to take the effort to get your communication right. Be the first one to go back and apologize to your daughter, apologize to your mother, to your father, to your coworker, to your boss, to your girlfriend. Be the first. Take the high road.
Yes.
It's okay that you're the first. And don't worry about how they respond. Get your heart right.
Yeah.
You heal correctly, so you don't have to be 9 years going back to a therapist for something that happened 9 years ago that you should have done correctly then. Don't be that person. Learn from us.
Yes.
Learn from the mistakes that we've made. Yeah. We're not sitting here telling you it was perfect. We've told you throughout this whole thing, throughout part 1 and part 2 of our own issues, and we couldn't tell it all in these segments. But we just want y'all to know that you're looking at 2 imperfect people that are in a much better place today than we were years ago, than we were yesterday. Every day you should be going from glory to glory to glory to glory. And so we can all do it if we just show ourselves friendly, if we do our work, if we make sure that we're being truthful to ourselves, doing the assessments, and just own up to it. Stop putting the blame on everybody else. The one thing I got this from Bishop Jakes, he was doing a sermon. Your roadmap, your resume looking like a roadmap to heaven because it's all them other bosses' fault. But the one common denominator in that thing is you. The one common denominator in all your jacked up relationships is you. All them people ain't crazy. All them people ain't got the issue. You got to own it. So this might hurt a little bit, but go on and put your little salve on and just come on, put your big girl underwear on, put your big boy pants on, and let's do this thing right. Let's do it right. I'm gonna end there because we'll be going on for another hour in a minute.
Katrina, you is sure enough country. She's country, y'all. She said Sab. That's country. I'm just telling you, it's country.
Whatever.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is.
Look, I guess I got the name. I guess that's why they call me Country Time. I never could hear
country. She's country. But the good thing about Katrina, she's not in the box. She's country. And I'm just going to say to you all, take your communication out the box. Take your healing out the box and let's heal correctly so we don't have to do it over and over and over and over again. Not only let's heal correctly, let's communicate correctly so we cannot cause problems that should not be. Okay? We love you. We thank you all for listening to us too. Look, where you at, Katrina? She there. You're listening to us. We are friends to the end. We're not seasonal. We're friends to the end. So y'all look out. Look out. I'm believing we're going to have some comedy next week. I'm believing. I don't know now. I don't know because we just hit y'all with some good stuff. So maybe next week comedy. I don't know which way we're going, but I just want to talk to you. I thank Katrina. I thank you so much for taking your time out to come and join, to share with me, talking about communication, talking about healing correctly. Thank you. I do not take you for granted. You my girl, but I know you are a powerhouse, and I know that it takes time to come and be a part of anybody's dream, and you choose to be a part of mine, and I thank you for that. I thank you wholeheartedly. I'm going to buy you a carrot because we're eating right. So I'm going to buy you a carrot.
I don't want no carrot. Yeah, I need some groceries.
No, a carrot because I'm going to hold you accountable.
I can't with you.
So
listen, y'all, I can assure y'all it won't be no carrots in the picture come Saturday. I'm gonna tell. We're gonna do something else. I'm gonna tell the people.
Listen, y'all don't listen to Katrina. But yes, I'll make sure I got her some carrots and I'm gonna throw a celery in there because that's the kind of friend I am. I'll hold you accountable. Y'all be blessed. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Let me see.